It is 2026, January the 24th. Good morning, everyone. It's been a long while. Yeah, the reason I haven't been uploading consistently is because I've been working and I've wanted to upload every day, but every time I get back home from work, I'm pretty tired and I just want to eat food and zone out for a bit. I don't really want to do anything. I just want to relax. So we're gonna be discussing a little bit of a whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna talk about the tabloids, what my opinion on social media is. I'm gonna be talking about my market outlook for today and a little bit of a retention update on how my current condition as far as I can say goes, right? So I'm just gonna go through my posts to really flesh out and iron out my thoughts. So on January the 12th, I said Twitter is the tabloids, and I'm what's the next hot gossip? Oh my God, Tate or Sneeko, beef, gay, all of the internet is a scam or some sort of MLM, unless you're a titan of industry. And basically, what I mean is that social media is like junk food for your brain. There's barely, I wouldn't say barely, but there's so much information that you can consume on here that is just completely pointless, and it'll just cloud and poison your mind. For example, right now, there's some pretty important news coming out, about Trump. There's news about Trump, imposing even stricter tariffs on Canada. So that's pretty important news, right? But most of the time, it's really bullshit, and you have to comb through all this poison. So I wouldn't be on. Basically, what I'm basically saying is, if I didn't have to use Twitter for business, I would never be on this godforsaken website. And I believe it's weapons grade propaganda distribution, usually at the hands of whites, to foment hatred and inferiority of other groups, failing to see the spirit of the individual. That is the power dynamic. Then they will turn it upside down and cry victim. Social media is a cesspool, also known as a weapon. That's just my perspective. You can have your own perspective. People, don't follow me, don't listen to me, don't even engage with me. So whatever. I can say whatever I want. I really don't give a shit. Which precisely proves my point, because this is the Western world. I really didn't like this terminology, Western world, but it's the only way to describe where I am and what location I am in relative to the entire world. Okay, this is the Western world, where people speak English and come from a Caucasian background or whatever background that's not Chinese, or yeah, okay. Because if I was in Eastern Asia, I would develop a following really quickly, just by being attractive. But I'm here in the Western world, so I've come to the conclusion that money is not the end goal. I'm just thinking, so many people are caught up on this money factor, especially the Andrew Tate people. I'm serious. They have no other direction or other goal than to ascertain the greenback. Whereas money is just is a tool. A good example of this is Elon Musk. He's actually using money to create wealth for generations and for society and civilization as a whole. Like, he's using it to further the human endeavor, to further human progress, to improve the lives of everyone, and to just explore and find creating a purpose in life other than, you know, something very mundane as just getting your bank balance up, for purely for the purpose of like thinking you're better than other people, which is all of Andrew Tate's shtick, right? And that's why I think he's an idiot. Like, there's a lot of things that he says. He's very articulate, but he's also a big idiot. And I think that's like the ghetto part of him. Like, he's just so focused on like the small things, like just for status and whatever, and like bitches and shit like that. And like, that shit is so mundane and small-minded. It's insane. But that's what gets clicks. That's what gets views, right? That's what his audience is catered. Like, that's what he caters towards his audience, is just like this very basic way of thinking. And that's the thing, you know, like, if you're this low IQ guy, I don't even like the terminology of intelligence quotient. But as soon as I validated this standard in my mind, like, immediately the world began using IQ as like a huge marker of one's standing in the world. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? I mean, IQ is somewhat important, but it's more so less how you were educated and how I don't want to say like how well you retain information, but a lot of it has to do with like, education helps, like, in terms of like increasing your IQ, and also a lot of it is ingrained and just what you were born with, but it can be manipulated, is what I'm saying. Like, it is not a good denominator of intelligence, in my opinion. There's so many other variables and factors that IQ is just like a book smart, and you know, there's so many other variables to account for. Is basically what I'm saying. Yeah. So anyways, let's look at the week ahead. The next week, the Fed will deliver its first monetary policy. The final week of January will be pivotal for the global economy, featuring major earnings results, monetary policy decisions, and data releases from the largest players. Okay, we'll have its first policy decision of the year amid increasing contrasting takes by FOMC members on the appropriate rate path. Meanwhile, results by Apple, Meta, and Microsoft will unveil fresh signals on AI demand and data center investment, with major companies in software, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, and energy also hosting calls. So this is what I'm saying, man. Like, money is just a tool, and once you get to that point, all you really want to do, like, money is a good thing, right? It is a good technology to, like, you know, exchange goods, but so many people miss the bigger picture, which is that we're trying to improve humanity, trying to invent new technologies that will improve our lives and hopefully not destroy us. because technology is a double-edged sword, as we all know. And there's just so much filth on the internet, right? There's, and it can just completely, it's like, it's, it's just like completely corrupts your brain. Like it, like, and it can like completely, like, it just, it's never enough, right? It's never enough. As I say, no new thought will ever satisfy your inquisition. And you know, who who are you to question God? Essentially is what I'm saying. You know, you need to, I've come to like a nice good state of well-being. You know, I'm just enjoying the process of my life, you know, like whether it's good or bad, I'm just there to experience the full of it, like not making it worse or better, you know. I'm just there to observe, you know, because life, you want everything immediately. You want everybody wants like happiness and like results immediately. But when you can understand that like life is a journey, and you know, everything that has happened to you is like it's like very formative in your perspective. And you know, like in the middle of it, like when I was working, you know, it really sucks sometimes, right? It really sucks sometimes. You know, dealing with other people's gazes and other people's presence, like dealing with traffic and all that shit. You know, it's very annoying, but at the end of the day, like it's worth it. Like in some weird way, like I want to really clarify what I mean by that. Because it is in the struggle and in the difficulty that you find meaning, essentially. I don't want to say it's arbitrary meaning or anything like that. I'm just saying that you develop willpower, and you know, you develop a sense of purpose. And it is through this suffering that you really come to appreciate the good things in life, because not everything in life is meant to be happy. You, like, I think you know, if you're not willing to do the hard things to create the things that men are supposed to do, to create the things that like competent and formidable men are supposed to do the things that men are supposed to do, you're just gay. bro. All right? This is what we were placed here on this earth to do, is to do hard things. And I was thinking, I feel sorry for people who have everything and who have never endured a struggle, because that is also a very painful life, because you're very much in your own head and you don't really know what's real. When you get down to the real nitty gritty of what is real, then you become powerful, because you know exactly what is and what isn't. And that level of clarity, that level of clairvoyance propels you into the stratosphere, because you can discern right from wrong. You can discern ones and zeros. You can do like everything. Now, I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be perfect, but I try to be as eloquent as possible, and I try to explain my point as best as I can. But there's only so much that words can explain of the esoteric, of the void, of the silence that I experience every day. Just me being in my thoughts and enjoying the peace that my life has. Because these so-called faux elite, the fake elite, they don't understand the proper way of behavior. Because I used to enjoy that life of living in mansions and driving nice cars, and that didn't develop the character in me. Okay, that didn't develop any character in me, and I was unhappy because I was unable to get things I want, which is a very beautiful wife, or a harem, or whatever. I don't care. Just to get that level of competency, to get that level of attraction from the things that I want, that takes a lot of character development, a lot of hard work. So that's what I'm saying, man. All this gossip and all this social hierarchy, that goes nowhere in life. What really goes somewhere in life is to do the hard work. And it can always be boiled down to the fact that if you don't, you're gay, and you want to be the most formidable man possible, and to be rooted and grounded in reality. I'm just enjoying my coffee right now, and I'm just saying whatever I feel like, It's already been 20 minutes. I haven't really said that much. So yeah, I've been retenting for a long time now. I don't count, as I've said, but it's been a while now. And you need to get into that mindset, that state where your lifestyle is nowhere near those evil and destructive behaviors, as far as simple as I can put it. And that is what God tells us to do, is to flee from these destructive and evil behaviors. It's just it's not who you are. And every day we combat the demon of lust and fornication in the modern world, because we are not met with any other grievances or hardships in life. We have everything taken care of. So we deal with boredom and we deal with lust, because that is the final boss, for me at least. Okay. And women are never satisfied, and they're never grateful. And I'm always speaking in generalities, but they are so brainwashed by the liberal, and this is why I actually agree with Andrew Tate on many things. He's pretty candid and pretty succinct in these topics, but there are other modes of thinking that he goes into that are like too mainstream or too brutish, and just I know the world is kind of like that. The world is like that when you are in the underworld, right? It's a doggy dog world if you're in the underworld. But at the very top, at the very cream of the crop, it's all about giving. It's all about providing like real value that can either make the world more efficient and a better place to live, just like creating, inventing things that improve our well-being or possibly destroy us. But yeah. And yeah, as I'm working, who am I to question God? Who am I to try to want something more? We are filled. We're bountiful in the grace and glory of God, right? And everyone is so entangled, right? We all came from a string of events that led you to this point. And I just laugh, right? I just laugh at them. I really do. I'm just like, well, it's so stupid the way you behave. You're just dumb. And then, there is no thought that will satisfy my inquisition, as I have said. So there is only presence. There's only being. And formulating this machine that will, the system that generates wealth, accrues resources in the digital world, so that it will be able to propel me to a level where I'm not just thinking about money anymore, I can actually create new things and generate new wealth that will provide more services that will benefit humanity, essentially. And this is all crazy talk because there's no feedback, right? And these are all the ramblings of a potential crazy person, you know? But I am dead set on this path that I've chosen. And I am going to create like this thing. And this also goes into the thing that, like, if we go into that world, into that future, you know, where Elon Musk says, oh, there's not going to be money anymore, you know, oh, we're going to be so wealthy, everyone's going to be wealthy. How will that even look like? Right? Like, I don't understand who. I've done all this work. You know, I've done all this work to get ahead, to be better than other people. And if everyone, like, is equal, isn't that communist? Isn't that like... Man, he does a lot of shit. Like, he posts a lot. He reposts a lot too. But yeah, anyways, he's saying that, you know, it'll be a high income society. Like, everyone will have high income. How will that even work? What will the competition of females be like if everyone, like, there's so many things that need to be sorted out, and before that even happens, will it really be a utopia or will it be a dystopia? You know, like, I would love that to work, but you know, I ain't banging no fucking, like, robot, right? Like, I need a real, like, woman in the flesh. And all this hard work that I've undertaken, like, what is the point of it? You know, if some random Joe down the street has the same thing, like, I've worked all this time in my life for nothing. And that's just something to think about. Yeah. So I'm just, you know, streaming. I'm just enjoying my coffee. I woke up at 5 a.m. today. I'm just enjoying my fucking life, man. It's been this entire week has just been work, and my work is really good, man. Like I make pretty much the same money as I did when it was car hauling. I can arguably quantify it as like 4 or 5 times less hard. It's not as hard, man. Like if I was car hauling, I'd be like fucking dying right now, like being in the cold all the fucking time, being in -10 weather, trying to strap on cars. Like fuck, bro. That level of hardship. Oh my god. It's like God Himself saved me with His grace from that kind of work. Is seriously, it's like all the stars align, like just to get me out of that shit. Like God was like, nope, you're not doing that. That's not for you. And I got out of it. But I still make good money like doing it at summertime, and even during summertime it was hard, man. So imagine what it would be like during wintertime. Like I practiced the chaining up, all of this for doing this shit for free, mind you. Like this is all on my time, right? Like so I know how to chain up because it was like the absolute shittiest chains you can think of, and I made it work. So obviously if they were good chains, I would make them. It would be easy for me to do. So yeah. But as I've said before, it's a very romantic job. It's you and the Great Plains. Nothing, uh, and nothing but just the Great Plains for miles and miles as the eye can see, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So it's really nice. And it goes so far. And yeah, like society is just like they have this like narrative, right? Like they're like bourgeois or something, and I have to tear it all down. I tear it all down. It's so hilarious. And you have to construe this as like military work, essentially. Like, you need to be that formidable. And, it's no big deal. It's what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to just let it be. Who are you to question God? And the market's moving a bit this morning. Who are you to question God? Who are you to say that you must be happy all the time? And like, it's only in the ripples of the water that you know who you are. Like, and you just really have to observe yourself from the outside and, understand that the flesh is not who you are entirely. And they're all thoughts. And no thought will satisfy your inquisition. And it is this journey. It's a journey, bro. I'm trying to enjoy life, man. And you just yeah. Just trying to enjoy life. Just trying to enjoy life, man. And not get too pissed off. Yeah, as long as you occupy your time, in this this war, it's I don't want to say too much and delve too much into it, but it's just like people don't understand. People don't behave the way you should be in a prosperous society, it's very much very disorganized and yeah, chaotic, because there's no order. So and I'm there to instill order. And life is a journey, as I say. And I'm just trying to get this point across. It's a very important one. It's probably the most important one is, as I've said, no thought will satisfy your inquisition. No thought will satisfy your inquisition. And there is no real reason to do the hard work, I guess. I don't know. But you do it. Because there's always a purpose, right? And I truly appreciate, because the world is not fair, okay? People get things more easily than others based on where they are in society. And, you know, and, you know, I could also compare myself to other people, but that's not what this life is about. It's extremely mysterious. And, there's no such thing as a free lunch. That, you know, in business, okay, no one is going to give you that kind of money. Like, it's only going to be short-lived until the market corrects itself, basically. Everything is super efficient. So if you're making there's no like golden goose job they'll pay you like 300K a year, like, without you doing super hard work. That's for sure. And yeah, just relax, man. Fuck. Holy, that's a lot of coffee. Let me go check what's going on, man. Fuck.